Didn't go again? Isn't there anything interesting at all? Aurora Davidovna is the honored teacher and a very... I asked to name the capital of Bhutan. She said propane. Well, and during the breaks, socializing with kids, games after all, they played spits yesterday. How's that? Who can spit farther? But you can't ignore studying completely. I do study by myself. You have to learn in school. What for? To graduate from school with honors, go to college, and then you'll be able to get a prestigious job and become a worthy man. Uncle Hannah has graduated from 2 institutes. He's got a prestigious job and a high salary, but he's not worthy. And not a man. If I waste time on trifles and think about salaries, then I won't be able to accomplish something of my own, something important. And they will cover me with soil. In this regard, I'd like to say that doing nothing and having a nice dinner is what I like most of all. We always tell only the truth. You may be sure that there are no defenseless or powerless people in our country. We have to make our best in coming to an agreement with all the people in the world. It's very important. This is the world we live in nowadays. We wish you health, happiness, and joy. Immortal. Is anybody alive? Is anybody alive? Is anybody alive? Plenty of all sorts. Few alive. Why do you shout like that? Attention. Stay alert. Something obscure has happened. Look up and around. Think first where you are throwing to. And indeed, it's not like in the old days. The time has come to gather the stones rather than scatter them. Ask. What should I ask about? Anything you want to get the answer for. What is this place? Where did I get to? The higher tier. The superstructure above the world. Meanings dwell here. Am I going the right way, the correct direction? If you are going, you are doing right already. It's wrong to stand still without moving anywhere. All those who move are sure to get to the right place. Ask. Tell me, when is it going to be over? When will the world come to an end? Hey! Where are you going? Are you offended or something? I'm warning you. I don't take compliments from just anybody. Lots of you are hanging around here. And I am one of a kind. But I didn't even have in mind to pay compliments. What? What? Goddess. Would you allow me to greet the walker? I permit. Are you coming? But is it worth it? Is it really worth it? Did you think about the consequences? Isn't it better to go back before it's too late? Though, you are not the first, and you won't be the last. It's getting Novemberish. So Novemberish. Hoping for a yellow stone, aren't you? We'll move to your place then. Welcome us with open arms. And do you believe in conspiracy theory as well as your blind fellow countrymen do? We've placed legions of shepherds everywhere, conspirologists and esoterists, wizards and healers, analysts and politologists. Each of them thinks up the new truth tirelessly. Everything for you, all for your sake. Choose, who do you want to be deceived by? We told one part of the flock about the foul and greedy bankers eager to enslave, to take away gas and oil, land and money. But you gave it away long ago. How can one take away what you gave away willingly? Another part of the flock was told, "You are smart and advanced. Would you ever believe that conspiracy theory nonsense? Just take a look at those ridiculous, gullible muttonheads." And while you are struggling with each other, the real conspiracy stays in the shadow and works despite any theories, like a clockwork. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Am I right, goddess? You are always right, the most worthy son of the Covenant. Listen, why don't you join us? The job isn't that hard, and the provision is top level, and you will have anything you wish. Who are you? Stay with us, O little fellow, and you will become our king. Who are you? And you will become our king. Hold on. Keep on running. There is no place to run. All roads lead to Rome. Are you sure? Do you know where you're going? But the signpost, everyone, so they're rushing, following the signposts, guideless, thoughtless. Who put those signposts? What for and where do they lead to? But you are not everyone, are you? Who are you? So they go around in circles, arguing, proving, changing the world. Ignorant, but dare to have their own opinion on any subject. And everyone thinks he's the one to know the best possible way. Am I dead? There's no death. We're in between, on the other frequency. You can see it all clearly from here. Any lie is inside out here. You can't hide it. Let's have some refreshments, but we won't go through the ward. Other roads are awaiting us. But who put the signpost and what for? You see, we have two misfortunes, fools and roads. And another disaster is when the fools guide. Born to crawl are so passionate about teaching how to fly. Well, we won't get anywhere this way. Try this on. Best before the beginning of the battle of the end. Expired. Were you following all the way, or skiving off as usual? You are offending me. Follow them like a shadow. I'm a strict pro, you know me. But then Svo interfered. He's been tracing from the very passage too. Have you been exposed? You're offending me. I'm lighter than a breeze, quieter than a dandelion. My men are continuing observation. Shall we eliminate them? What? All you care about is to eliminate someone. We're able to eliminate everyone without exception. But what's the point for us then? Who do we manipulate and accomplish the plan with? You are so many years above the blanket and didn't understand a thing. Well, that's it. That's more like it. You fit in with us. What do I fit in for? And who are those us? Does this mean you are going to be my teacher? Teachers are the lowest form of knowledge transmitters. The nonsense swarming in their heads could hardly be considered knowledge. They read and memorize without grasping the meaning. They train to get accustomed to the system, deafen your heart, and make you listen to your stomach. Avoid them. They are contagious. The knowledge transmitters, the next level up is for instructors. Their aim is to instruct. To apply their knowledge for outlining the disaster before it struck. Above them all are the mentors. They create a problem and mention the ways of solving it. They pass on the most valuable knowledge, demanding nothing in return. What is this? Where are you? I just stepped on the rake. I know, I put it there. But it hurts. Now you've got a bump on your forehead and an experience. The bump will pass, but the experience remains. The mentor's aim is not to tell how the disaster could be avoided, but to point out how to overcome it. And the highest ones are the originators. They don't teach. They are dealing with extracting the origin. What? Hush. Was anybody out there? They are watching, spying. This means we are going the right way. And you really fit in with us. But who are those us? Who are, whom for? There are those who care. For in much wisdom is much grief. Everything is good in its season. Full speed ahead. In reality, everything is not as it is. Don't be sad. Even if everything seems to be awful and unbearable, all things must pass. Winter won't last forever. Ice will thaw. The rivers are to be refilled. The strongest ones are kept for the last days. Those who are able to endure all that is intended. Get ready and wait. What are you doing? Watching the ants. To keep them from quarreling. Take over for me. I'll be back soon. Keep your eyes open. Whom are you sleeping to? To myself. I mean, I'm not sleeping. Sure you are, all of you. Torturing the insects, aren't you? No, just keeping them from quarreling. What a useful thing to do. What about yourself? What are you looking for? And I suggested it long ago. Let's put the explanatory plugs for the newcomers. The splendid system of traps and obstacles. The small ones for every day and for everyone. The large ones for the ages and civilizations. The attractions of an unseen meanness. The fists of expired greed. The thundering cacophony of love and hate, cowardice and heroism. Become a member of the colossal orchestra, tuning up its trumpets endlessly, but never starting to play something intelligible or harmonious. All its musicians are rushing for the glittering and pointless things. Everyone shoves along to get the tickets for the lost seats in the first row. Only with us, just now and forevermore, nearly free of charge. Just take out your soul and lay it down for your friends. Why did you scare my little fellow? Let him realize where he is. This way or that, I don't remember, but they asked me to say in words. There is no confrontation in the upper plank anymore. Cyan and red will unite. Yellow and blue below will pretend they are enemies, but will also come together. And violet is about to perish because of green in the middle one. Some revelation, as if we didn't know it. Tell them to leave the water, we're already sieged on all sides. There's plenty of land, you have nearly all the air, you put out the fire yourselves and ask to leave the water? Are you trying to be cheeky? I will turn you into a frog and send to Paris. I don't give a damn about your Parises. Off like a shot to the Chancellery. And don't forget about the water. That's not a request. Who the hell is out there in such a bloody time? Ho ho, look what humans are here. Hang your clothes. Yet another one? The last one. And you believe in this? Sophia lost all her daughters. Nonsense. All of her daughters are alive. You know better. It's the best of what I've got. We aren't so proud. If there's no bread, bring us some pies. What pies? I haven't eaten ordinary apricots. Forget the apricots. Haven't seen even bread for ages. They send humanitarian potato once a month. That's all the pies we've got. He seems to be kinda alive. Once I was alive too, and now I am doing the crossword puzzles. The ruler who carelessly gambled away his country at chess. Down 5 letters. Lenin? No, doesn't match. Grandmaster, he thought they were playing chess with him. What's the news? What could be new in here? Everything comes to normal gradually. About 7 years ago, the patronymics were abolished. The other day, the name-free law was passed. Everyone's given a personal number. Now that's really convenient. Or else there were bunches of similar Andreis, Tatyanas and Stepans. The results of the war are revised. We've shown the whole world we are peaceful and friendly. From now on, we'll be celebrating reconciliation instead of Victory Day. The day before yesterday, the last hospital was closed. We don't need them anymore, for His luminance is with us, and we will never fall ill again. What are those sounds? Sound like explosions. That's the war at the western entrance. They were lying on their sofas, didn't want to get up. Now let them fight on their own. At least it's quiet in here. The southern entrance. Yeah. It's quiet. A couple of tramps within a month, that's all. Yes, sir. Serving stability. Okay, time to go. You could stay overnight. Winds are furious. Thanks, but we have barely enough time. We have to be on our way. Do as you please. What square should I assign him to? 3-8? No, 1-6. The lad's call sign. What name should I register? Zga. God's Park? And outside, there is a wallowing blizzard, but so far see no Zga. I wish I knew what is this Zga. You were way too short-spoken with him. I thought you were friends. We could stay overnight at his lodge. Once it seemed we are. But Mrs. Greed interfered, and then Comrade Deceit came galloping. And it turned out that friendship was just an illusion. Let's stay overnight in the forest by the river on the ground. It never deceives. Has he robbed you or cheated you? Something like that. I don't hold a grudge against him, but there is no way to be open-hearted anymore. What a rascal! You had to get even with him. He who's craving for revenge must dig two graves. One is for whoever he's getting even with, and another for himself. Revenge is a wicked lady, actually. Don't mess with her. I don't understand. Why not tell this to everyone? Let everybody know how this all works. They will not believe. Moreover, by telling the truth, you risk to be regarded as a fool. You don't even have higher education or an academic degree. There now. Keep your knowledge to yourself and hold your tongue. Gather the meanings and place them around. Look at the fireflies. They know everything, but keep silent, shining their brightest, doing their best, holding on until the arrival of the main forces. So you hold on. Steppe would provide everything. We shall have some tea. The rose-hip one. Let's come off and take a look whether our times are good. Take it. What is this? It's an onion. I know it's an onion. So eat it with your mouth shut. Why asking? Just like this? Well, you can do it while dancing or hopping if you will, as you wish. Mom will be worrying.
Не будет.
She won't.
Тебя там нет.
You are absent there for just half a second.
Все. Спи.
That's all now. Go to sleep. The ground is cold. Watch your kidneys.
Новые выйдут.
I'll be supplied with the new ones.
Спи.
Sleep.
Что?
So,
Прям все время...
was it all about nothing all the way long?
Да ерунда всякая.
Some gibberish.
Какие-то наставники,
Mentors,
муравьи.
aunts,
Бред, в общем.
sheer delusion basically.
Как раз то,
The
что
things
глупцы
which fool
считают
consider to be
бредом,
rubbish
и
are the most
является
important.
наиболее важным. Да, глупый
Is that
человек?
right, stupid man?
Обижаете.
You are offending me.
Обижай.
You are offending me.
Тебе разве возможно
Could you be
обидеть?
offended anyhow?
Разве у тебя,
Is
кроме
there
желания
anything for you
хорошо
except the
пожить,
wish to live
еще
your
что
life
имеется?
plentifully?
Зато с такими
Yes, but with such
качествами
qualities,
я
I'm
ценный.
considered an essential and irreplaceable
У
duo.
нас незаменимых
We keep
нет.
no irreplaceables.
Ты талантливый
You are a
соглядатый,
talented spy,
но все же
but
просто
no more than
соглядатый.
that.
Вот и
So
наблюдай.
keep on watching
Понимай,
and try
о
to
чем они
comprehend
там
what they
ведут.
mean.
Муравьи.
Aunts.
Меня больше
I'm
интересует,
far more
что говорит
curious
мальчик,
about what
а
the
не
boy
этот
says, not
потерявшийся.
that lost one.
Придумай легенду.
Think up a legend.
Преобразись,
Transform
наконец.
yourself after all.
Жалость
Make
больше
them feel
дает.
sorry for
Вот их
you.
сострадание
They are very
хорошо,
compassionate
но
people.
мученикам
They
легче.
adore martyrs.
Прекрати!
Stop it.
Понабирает по
Where do they
объявлению.
pick such employees?
Всему учить
Must be
нужно.
taught everything. Where exactly are we going?
Слушай, ты про
Look,
Варвару без носа
have you
не
heard
слышал?
of Nosy Parker
ты
having
быстро
lost a
нос
nose?
потеряешь.
You can lose yours the same way fast. I'll be supplied with a new one. You pick things up fast, don't you? Button up your face. Are they bad guys? No people seem to be bad from afar. Identity check. Produce your passports. What makes you think we have them? And that we need them at all? What do you mean? Everybody's got them. Absolutely. Perhaps those who know nothing about themselves need them. Take my word, we know exactly who we are, where we are from, and what we are for, so we don't need any paper reminders about ourselves. Have you seen such an insolence? Oh, let them go, some ordinary tramps. We already stayed late after the shift, so if we are to mess with them, there's a chance we miss the mind setting. It's the opening night of a new talk show. What have you got in there? A couple of... What are they violating? No violations, just moving around without IDs. Bring them. Damn, why? Come with us, please. I've got instructions and I don't want to lose this job. So much troubles for those lousy 50k. Does this mean we are invited? Yes, you are. Stay for a while. They'll take care of it. So what now? Nothing. Everything's going to be right. That's for sure. Just terrific. Being arrested before even entering the colony. Everything is going to be right. Remember the most important thing. Anything split into two is a trap. Anything you have to choose from two is a snare. Avoid. Evade. Always choose the third way from the two proposed. If you are compelled to toss the coin up, make it fall edgeways. Take neither good nor bad. Look for the right one. If they make you choose between good and evil, choose love. Here, carry it for a while. I bet you turn up to pig out, and I'm carrying it along. Now then, hurry up. As you were. Hush, hush, keep stable, citizens. We're all patriots, let's keep out of quarrel. You are not under arrest, you are the guests of our glorious city. The oil sales manager showed some pessimism for the industry's future development and was suspended from duty. Such a glorious city. Why are you pulling it? What for? I'm fixing it. Why? Let it work as it does. Have you forgotten what efforts were made to gain stability? I'm fixing it. It's like talking to a brick wall. The postulate of reliability says, any of the things that can break or let you down certainly will. I wouldn't recommend saying such things aloud. It's very unstable of you. And dangerous too. What a strange house. Oh, that's not a house, boy. It's a palace. The Thinker's Palace. The capital's pride. The best minds of our time compete in wit and wisdom here, make decisions about the colony's welfare, and work out the new state ideology on his luminous order. How exciting! May we also acquire wit and taste wisdom? I don't know, really. You can disturb, confuse their thoughts after all. Ideology is a delicate thing. It demands concentration and massive brainstorming. We'll be quiet, just a little peek and then back to visiting your glorious city. I suppose listening to what the wise men say would help you gain your own wisdom. I hope you will remember our hospitality. We will. Our guests will attend the conference and then take them to the warden. Oh, tell me, where are those distinguished ones we should accept as our nation's future guides? Here's my opinion, gentlemen. The life of an ordinary man must become one of the basic values. The level and quality of life, availability of all social benefits should be prioritized. All those who are plotting all this, they are the people I address my... You'll finish badly. You may go, madam. Here's to the common sense. No clinking glasses. Comrades, only social equality and public ownership can provide abundance. From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. Communal, this is the secret of a happy life. To hell with this. Inviolability of rights and personal freedom for an individual and a citizen. Mine, that's an ideal of a happy and satiated life. Pluralism and plebiscite. You'll finish badly. Slow down, my friend. Your ideas are destructive. Down with exploiters. Gentlemen, you forgot that besides mine and communal, there is also own, mutual coexistence, the fraternal system, cooperative production principle, joint responsibility, where everybody is responsible for the fault of one and all share everyone's success. Neither deceitful communal nor hideous mine, but harmonious own. What? Who are you? An academician? A professor? You'll finish badly. Do you have any academic degree? No? Nothing to say? Welcome out of here. Is it clear now who put that signpost? Idiots. When the finger is pointing to the sky, it is silly to stare at the finger. Idiots. How many times should I warn you to knock before you enter? What's this riffraff?
Завхоз велел
The
доставить.
steward ordered to bring them,
Задержанные без паспортов.
the detainees. No IDs. The violators. Throwing down the gauntlet, so to speak. We don't throw anything, just walking. That's interesting. And where are we going? Have you heard of Nosy Parker? I am the one asking questions here. Why didn't you apply for the passports? We don't need them, but we do. Then issue it yourselves. No one is stopping you. Is it kind of mutiny? Everyone should be registered here. The system is a very complicated mechanism. Amateurishness is unacceptable. Have you forgotten the price we paid for stability?
Под вашей
We
стабильностью
didn't
не
approve or
подписывались,
accept
и
your
ваша
stability
система
and your
не
system.
принимает.
What? Who do you think you are? Who are you to judge the system? Do you consider the higher authorities to be stupid? I consider them to be unspeakable dumbheads and unheard of scumbags. What? No. Take this one to the basement. Throw the pipsqueak out of the city. Do you want to join him? It's my first time to see someone yearning to be imprisoned. Well then, be our guest for a while. Take them both down to the basement. What is our life? A game. Stay close to the wall. I can't see a thing.
Паста за что?
What are you in for?
Вроде с виду приличные
You seem to
люди.
be decent people.
Небось
Must have
усомнились.
doubted the correctness of even more comprehensive stabilization policy, haven't you?
Просто паспортов.
We have no IDs, that's all.
Понятно.
I see.
Харагма не хватает.
Refusing to receive the charagma.
Чего?
What do you mean?
Ну, печать зверя.
The mark of the beast.
Похвально.
Good on you,
Только без толку.
but it's all in
Да
vain.
почему уж без толку?
Why do you think so?
Ну а как вы там
How
без
would you
паспортов?
stay there without
Харагма.
IDs and charagma?
Не купить, не
No
продать.
buying or selling.
Пустым
You'll
желудком
kick the
долго не
bucket on an empty
потянешь.
stomach.
Тебе всё даст
Step would
сама.
provide
Можно
everything. We
грибами,
can store up
ягодами
some
запастись.
mushrooms and berries,
Овощи,
vegetables,
абрикосы
apricots,
те
for
же.
instance. Hush,
Забудь это слово.
forget that word.
Какой?
Which one?
Ну вот это,
The last one
последнее,
you were reckless to say aloud.
которое ты имел неосторожность произнести.
You mean apricot? Be quiet.
Вы, ребята, бойкие, как я
You are bold
погляжу.
fellows, as I see.
Как знать,
Maybe
может,
you're
вы
lucky enough to
пропетляете.
sleep through. Who knows?
Партизанщина.
Gorillas.
Романтика.
So romantic.
Если пропетлять,
If you're lucky to sleep through,
лучше этого места
there's
не
no
найти.
way to find a better place.
Тут паспорта не
No
требуются.
IDs are required here.
Сиди себе.
Just sit
Сиди.
and enjoy your stay.
Некогда нам сидеть.
We have no
и
time to sit in boredom.
И как нам теперь
So how
выбираться?
can we get out?
Да очень просто.
It's rather
По
simple.
ступенькам.
Up the stairs
Поднимаетесь
and
и
out
выходите.
Сквозь двери и замки.
through the doors and locks. Indeed.
Ты здесь либо впервые,
Either you're here
либо
for the
давно
first
не
time or have been absent for too long.
был. Это раньше в тюрьмах были
There used to be
замки,
locks in prisons before,
а с приходом
but since the
стабильности
coming of stability,
пришлось
we had to
затянуть
tighten our
пояса, и в
belts.
целях экономии
Locks were
замки
abolished with a view to
празднили.
economy.
Попадающие сюда даже
Those who
подумать
get
не
here
могут,
don't even
что
think
выход
they are
открыт.
free to leave.
Надо же.
Really?
Так а ты
Then
почему
why are you
не
still
уходишь?
here?
А зачем?
Why not?
Живому
A man who is
человеку
alive
везде тюрьма.
finds himself imprisoned wherever he is,
Что в камере,
either in a prison cell or up there.
здесь сердце ничем
Here's
не
nothing to
успокоится.
console my heart.
Я домой хочу.
I want to go home.
Жду. когда
waiting
заберут.
when I'll be taken.
Ну что,
So what?
попробуем
Shall we
прорваться?
give it a try and break through? When you're up there, keep walking a little bit to the left, across the railway, past the buildings, and away.
Спасибо.
Thanks.
И правда без замка.
No lock, that's true. Keep quiet. As a young man, I was such a daredevil. Occasionally the scuffles between quarters broke out. Everybody had chains, rebars, knuckle dusters. And I feel it, there will be blood. So here I am, leaping over the fence and taking to my heels in the backyards. Nobody could ever catch up with me. I also attended such events. Always brought the biggest lock with me. As soon as the fight starts, I throw the lock and run away light. They're after me, shouting, waving their hands. But can't catch up with me. Wimps. Keep quiet, I said. There's no one around. Just cats prowling. I hate cats. You'll be telling me what to do only when you are promoted to Sergeant Major. Got it? Are you alright? Seems like that. Now crawl to that building over there, but quietly.
Слушаю тебя.
I'm listening.
Но времени у меня
But hurry up.
мало.
I'm very short of time.
Времени у всех мало.
We all have very little time. I have even less.
Говори.
Speak.
Баланс
The
нарушен.
balance is broken.
Переусердствовали.
You have overdone it. The bear is about to die.
Ни о какой
Playing
игре
the game
такого
in this
состояния
condition
не
is out of the question.
Я понимаю,
I
что
understand
такой
the script is such, but are you really interested in playing with a dead opponent?
Что предлагаешь
What do
ты?
you propose?
вернуть медведю
To give the bear some of his power back, take those blockheads out of the governance, gather the meaning bearers, place them and play properly.
Предложение интересное.
That's an interesting suggestion.
Но ты же понимаешь,
But you
что
do
решение
understand that I am not the
принимаю
one
не
who is
я.
making decisions, don't you?
Но сообщить и повлиять на принятие решения.
But you can inform and influence the process.
Я подумаю.
I will think about it. Give me the boy in return.
Может, тебе
Should I also turn the assignment over to you? Forget about your return. What impudence. Over and out. Each of my tracks is worth more than the whole poetry of Pushkin. Every decent kid would chop you into shavings for my sake. My life's motto is drown all of you in manure. You are far from me. I have outgrown all of you. Gai gui, sing, have fun, sneeze and spit. We are interrupting the cultural gatherings for His Luminance the Resident's nightly address. Make yourself comfortable, stop thinking, and imagine something pleasant. Dear populace, there was quite a number of tragic pages and ordeals in the history of our colony. We have been expecting changes, all of us. Changes for the better. Despite the difficulties, we have managed to get up off our knees, stand up and make our precious colony stable and prosperous. Yes, our effective managers haven't attained the complete diversification of economics yet. Yes, we have many problems and even more enemies, and they do not slumber. With rampant, I dare say even manic obsession, they throw a monkey wrench into our macroeconomic strategy. Daily, they attempt to shatter our unity and encroach on our most sacred thing, the stability. They rock the boat, carrying us for waves to liberty, equality, and fraternity. Regrettably, we have to admit that we started living better and didn't show sufficient comprehension of the complexity and jeopardy of the ongoing processes. We stopped paying due attention to the issues of internal steadiness and security, thereby allowing the corruption fostered by the enemies to strike the entire branches of our system. But we'll stand it. We'll stand it no matter what it takes, and in spite of all the enemies, we shall proceed with the reforms. We are no strangers to hardships and had tightened our belts before. Every inhabitant of the colony must show more efficiency and act on time and professionally. Many years will pass and billions are to be spent before we create up-to-date and objectively stabilizing facilities. We must improve and increase the number of policing and punitive forces. And the most important thing is to listen and hear the deep longings of every colony's inhabitant. The positive events of our life must not be overlooked. We see that patriotic values consolidated the populace. The sincere and wholehearted concern for the colony and the willingness to work for its welfare are at the core of such unity. I want everyone to know. I have no doubt that together we shall overcome all the obstacles and see our compatriots' happy faces again. We just need to be patient a little. Thank you for watching. Over. Good evening, sir. Severe reprimand, yes, sir. Will do. Serving stability. Yashka.
Яшка! Разжалую до патруля.
I'll take you down to the patrol rank.
Собрать весь командный
Gather all the
состав.
commanding officers.
Объявить в розыск
Put the
беглецов.
runaways on the wanted list.
Немедленно.
Immediately.
У нас ЧП.
Is it an emergency
У
here?
нас ЖП.
It's the S urgency.
У нас ЖП.
The S urgency.
Куда они направились?
Where are they headed?
Точно не туда, куда
Certainly not
направляетесь.
the same place you are heading to.
В твоих интересах рассказать все, что ты
You'd better
знаешь.
tell us everything you know.
Я много знаю.
I know too much.
Долго рассказывать.
It's a long story,
Мне домой пора.
but it's time for me to go home. Our guest tonight is a leading expert, the chief analyst of the Strategic Retreat Institute, the Chevalier of the Golden Stabilitron Order, Ilarion Kuzmich Reshetov. Our viewers are deeply concerned about what's happening and what to expect. A crepation of relations on all fronts, the situation requires in-depth analysis. Devaluation, modernization, the Dow Jones Index destroys the sanctions climate. What a disgrace! The populace lacks the grasp of the complexity of the ongoing processes. Hallowing, eyeWashing, all this compradorship. Don't even think as if nobody and never. Everyone and always. Macroeconomics gives no excuse to such faults. Yes, there are problems. But we'll get up off our knees. The Emperor's Ball, War Economy, This Aftertaste, Memoirs in Couloirs, The Eclecticism. So what shall we do? The answer is obvious. We should approve the white flag as one of our state symbols and live comfortably. It's possible to consolidate even when there are just two persons, and in the evenings, and even walking on crutches. The question is, will the new year ever come? Why are there only ruins in the colony? That's the way they've always been. Ruins in their hearts, in their heads, and outside everything's totally ruined too. Nobody builds anything, just using up what's been stored before. The point is, they're happy with such devastation as long as it keeps stable. One cannot be too careful, that's the motto of the degeneration age. To the forest, quick! Сга! Don't interfere. I'll do it myself. What do the sparrows sing about a day before the spring? We're still alive, we've lived it through. We're alive, alive we are. How is he?
На вылет.
Shot through.
Отремонтируют.
I'll fix
Жить
him.
будет.
He will leave.
Он уснул.
He fell asleep.
Нужен покой и
He needs
сон.
some rest and sleep.
Чего нарядился?
Why are you dressed like
В
that?
толпу и
To
слиться.
blend with the crowd?
Навестить одну
Have
сволочь
to pay a
нужно.
visit to some bastard.
Никак бредовые
Still can't
идеи
get
из
that
головы не
delirious
выходят.
idea out of your head?
Подкрутить.
To tweak it.
Я много
I've
раз
explained it to you
Всё
so many
устроено
times.
абсолютно
Everything's
правильно.
absolutely correct.
работает на
Everything
исполнение
works for the
замысла.
intense accomplishment.
сможешь
There's
ничего
nothing for you to
подкрутить.
tweak.
Я не смогу
I can't
сидеть,
just sit
сложа
back
руки,
doing nothing and
и
silently
молча
watch them
наблюдать, как
suffer.
они мучаются.
I have to make a
Нужно
try
хотя
at
бы
least.
попытаться.
Хотя бы
To make a
попытаться.
try at least.
Пусть там
Let
внизу
those
хотя
below
бы
make a try
попытаются.
at least.
Все нити
All the
оттуда.
threads are from
Пусть
there.
они хотя бы вот
Let them try at
настолько
least that much
попытаются.
and figure out
И
for
поймут,
themselves
ради чего всё
what
это.
is all this
Тогда
for.
всё в один
Only
миг
then
преобразится.
everything is going to change in a
тут
blink of
ничего
an eye.
подкрутить не
And you can't
получится.
tweak anything here.
Я должен сделать.
I have to
что
do
должен.
what I have to do.
Ну,
Well,
свободу выбора пока
the freedom
нет.
of choice has not been
Делай,
abolished.
что хочешь.
Do what thou wilt.
Присмотришь
Would you
за
look
мной?
after the lad?
Конечно.
Sure.
И не только
And not
присмотри.
only that.
Слушай,
Look,
он там
He likes it,
шахматы.
the chess.
Любитель
He likes moving
черно-белого
black and
всё.
white. Explain to him there's no use in it, and teach him to play the powers, will you?
Вот спасибо,
I am
милый
so
человек.
thankful, good Joe.
Подсказал,
What
так
a hint.
подсказал. Без тебя в мир
Never
жизни
had
не
that idea
додумался
before you
чего-нибудь.
prompted. All right, I got it.
Ты это,
And one more thing.
увидишь своих, кланяйся нашим.
Bow down to ours when you meet yours. When the lilac blooms.
Где болит,
Tell me where it hurts,
где не болит.
where it doesn't.
Короче, ничего не болит.
Seems like nothing hurts.
Сил только нет.
Just feeling powerless.
Где я?
Where am I?
Выпьешь бодрящего
You'll
чая.
get your powers back as soon as you drink some invigorating tea.
Через пару дней будешь
You'll be as good as new in a couple of days.
А где я?
But where am I?
Тебя кто научил вопросы по
Who
несколько
taught
раз
you to ask the
задавать?
same question twice?
Думаешь, я с
Do you
первого раза
think
не
once
понимаю
isn't
или
enough
плохо
for me to
слышу?
understand, or I
Ты в
can't hear you
безопасности.
clearly? You are in
Сейчас
safety.
это главное.
That's the main thing right now.
А где?
But
Свой
where's Svoy?
Отошел по
Walked away on
делам.
business.
Сделай дела и
He'll be back
вернется.
as soon as it's done.
А пока
In the meantime,
ты в моей
you
полной
are in my
власти.
full power.
Будем лепить из тебя
We'll be
человека
sculpting you
разумного.
into a Homo sapiens.
разумный.
And thus far I am not sapient
Сейчас
enough, am
Ты
I?
дитя сердечное и
You are a
любознательное,
warm-hearted and curious child,
введенное в заблуждение
but
мира
thus far
сложности.
misled by the complexity of the world.
Видишь кошку?
Can you see a cat?
И я вижу,
So can I.
а ее нет.
But it's not there.
Видишь вокруг смысла,
Can you see the meanings around?
и я не вижу.
Neither can I.
А они есть.
But they are there. Wanted. highly dangerous criminals.
И чего грустный?
Why are you so sad?
Мне кажется,
I've got
скоро
a
война.
feeling the war is at the door. So what?
Страшно.
I'm scared.
Война
War
нормальное
is the normal state
состояние.
of the world.
Привыкнешь.
You'll get used to it.
Без войн мы
Without
давно
wars
вымерли
would
все.
have become extinct long ago.
А вот так
How's
это.
that? I will tell you
В
how.
мирное время
In
мы
times
жрём,
of
спим,
peace,
всё
we
равно
pig out and
потащим.
sleep, dragging
Главное,
everything to our
перестаем чувствовать
holes.
вечность
The
и
worst thing is
превращаемся в
we don't
свиней.
feel eternity anymore,
лечится
turning
свинья
ourselves
только
into
войной.
swines. Only war can
Когда она
cure such
приходит, всё
swinification.
расцветает.
When it comes,
Живо
everything
вспоминаем,
bursts in
кто мы и
blossom.
зачем.
We quickly
снова
recollect what we
начинаем
are
слышать
and
волю
what
неба.
for, and start to hear the heavens will again.
Ну а все-таки.
But nevertheless, is it going to be
Будет
war?
война?
What do you think?
Нет.
No,
Будет
there's
борьба
going
за
to be
мир.
fight for peace,
Ну такая,
but such
что камня на камне не останется.
that there won't be one stone left standing upon another.
Значит, говоришь, любитель
So you
шахмат.
say you're a chess fan.
А что плохого в шахматах?
What's wrong with chess?
Ничего,
Nothing,
кроме того, что шахматы это
except that
ловушка для
chess
ума и
is a
сердца.
mind and heart's trap.
Геополитика.
Geopolitics.
Нет никакой
There
геополитики.
isn't any geopolitics.
Те, кто управляет ветрами,
Those who steer
заставляют
the
верить
winds
в
make
этот мир,
others believe in
контроль
that
над
myth.
плоским
They make
пространством.
them believe in control
Псевдоборьба за
over the flat
псевдополезное,
space,
псевдоископаемое.
pseudo-struggle for pseudo-useful
Север, юг,
pseudo-minerals,
запад, восток.
north, south,
Наука
west,
четвертая
east,
наземная,
Jews,
а мир-то
tetrad,
у нас
all ground-based,
трехмерный.
but our world
Поэтому
is
выкинь
three-dimensional,
шахматы из
so put the chess out of your
Прежде
head.
нужно
First of
знать
all, you have to
настоящие
know
игры,
the
в
real
которые
games
играет
the
противник.
adversary plays. What's this? It's
Это
called the
сила.
powers, the game which
Игра, в
reflects
которой
everything
отражено всё,
happening
что
in the
происходит
world
в
as it
мире на
is,
самом деле.
although instead of
Правда,
the
вместо
board he
доступа
uses the
противник
minds
играет
and
на
the
умах и
hearts to
сердцах
play
по всей
on,
планете.
all around the planet,
Но суть
but
та
the
же.
essence remains the same.
Расстановка шести
Here's the
сил.
disposition of six powers:
Красный лев,
red lion,
желтый дракон,
yellow dragon,
зеленый
green
конь,
horse,
голубая волчица,
cyan she-wolf,
синий орел
blue eagle,
и наш фиолетовый
and our
медведь.
violet bird.
Каждая
Each of the
сила
powers
получит
makes
завершающий
three
ход.
moves in its turn: the directional, the determinative, and the finalizing one. Either one or the other of those powers wins. The winner gains prosperity for a while. The loser plunges into devastation, also temporarily.
И так партия
And
за
so
партией.
they played, game after game.
Одни силы
Some of them
объединяются
unite
против
against
других.
the others,
Каждый раз
rearranging
меняется
every
состояние.
time they play.
Гремят барабаны войны,
Rumbling war drums,
визжат революции.
screeching
И
revolutions.
все на этой доске.
Everything's on this board. The invisible conductor supervises the game. Seems like I'm getting the point. It's called the information warfare, isn't it? No, not exactly.
Любая война
Any
всегда
warfare
и
is
только
always
информационная.
and only the
Война
informational
в
one,
сердцах
but you
людей.
can't see the war on minds and hearts. Therefore, cannons are firing and bullets are whizzing to let people know for sure the war is going on.
На самом деле
In fact,
оружия
there is
в
no
войне
need
вовсе
for
не
weapons
нужно.
at war. The
Сражения
battles
идут
of
при помощи
meanings take
смыслов.
place. Nations are skillfully played off one against the other. You must learn to make out what's really happening through the noise surrounding you, and foresee the adversary's moves to upbuild your game properly.
Я буду играть за
Will I
медведя.
be playing for the bear? Well, I hope so, unless you'll be tempted by others. During the last games, the bear lost everything he could. There is no one around to play, let alone fighting. Only managers and analysts.
Да какого тебя?
What the hell do you want from me?
Код доступа.
The access code.
Брали?
Nitwit.
Ты же ничего не
You
понимаешь.
just don't get it. It's not a place for you. Poking your noses where they don't belong and then start whining. I'll rip your spine out. I give up. Stop it.
Нет, ты
No,
не
I see you didn't get it. Got it, got it.
Отдышаться дай.
Let me take a breath. Loose cannon. Idiot.
Потом не говори.
Don't say that I didn't warn you.
Что это?
What's this?
Это то.
This is what you obtained by injustice. Do not you blather about injustice. I hope this is what I need, and I won't need to look for you again, or else next time I can damage you permanently. What wasn't born cannot die. Get lost.
Все жалуются
Everyone
на отсутствие
complains
денег,
about the lack of money,
на отсутствие ума.
but nobody about the lack of mind.
Ловушки видны
The
только со
traps are
стороны.
visible only from the outside.
Находясь внутри
While
ловушки,
being
не
inside
увидишь
them, you
ничего.
can't see a thing.
Внимательно смотри
Look
вокруг.
around
и
carefully
различай.
and make them out.
Задавай вопросы в
Ask
пустоту.
questions into the void.
Каждый твой вопрос должен
Each of your
начинаться
questions
со слова
should be
«зачем?».
started with why.
Только постоянно
Only by
спрашивая
asking why
«зачем?»,
persistently you
можно
can
выйти по
gradually walk
цепочке на
up to the
самый верх
very top,
главной
the
тайне.
primal mystery.
Разгадав
Once you
которую
puzzle
всё
it
остальное
out,
станет
everything else will become clear.
что воюешь
You said the
мыслями.
war is carried on by meanings.
Как это?
How's that?
Злостных
All the malicious
рецидивистов
repeat
принимай.
offenders welcome here.
Мы принимаем свои.
Our own
Нам
are
чихать,
welcome.
как их обозвала
We don't
система.
care what they are
Ставлю
called by the
самовар.
system. Going to set the samovar to boil.
За пределами
Beyond,
смысла.
there are meanings.
На них всё внизу
Everything is
держится.
based on them below.
Смысла
The
невидимо,
meanings are
а вот
invisible,
зримо они
but they
проявляются
manifest
через
themselves
символы.
visibly through the
Символы
symbols.
производят
Symbols
знаки.
generate signs.
символы и
Symbols and
знаки
signs,
это одно и
aren't
то
they the
же?
same
Нет,
thing?
конечно, ты что?
Absolutely
Это
not.
для
How could you even
незнающих,
think
слушай,
that?
не
Only
перебивай.
ignoramuses lump everything
Знаки
together.
крутятся,
Don't interrupt.
вертятся,
The signs are
проникают в
spinning,
сердца,
turning,
выполняют
penetrating
свою
the
работу и
hearts,
рождают в человеке
operating and
образ.
begetting images in
Образ
humans.
возникает вспышка.
The images are flashing,
И тут
weaving
мысли
thoughts
выходят
coming
наружу
outside
без
as
слов,
words, creating
создавая
information
информационные
fields.
поля.
The most curious thing is that invisible management is served by the perfectly visible one, the people. The lowest level is the administrative one. These are the rulers and officials of different kinds, policemen with batons and dogs, the wardens, in a word. Their realm is words and laws, encouragement and punishment, politics and other rubbish. The wardens are ruled by the technologists, those who see the images clearly, throwing in the bombs, changing the course of events, knowing where to direct the energy of the crowd by using the images. The third level is that of the order, the princess of the sun, disregarding the time. They read the signs and manipulate the mass consciousness. They are like the morning dew. Behold, it is here now, and a minute later evaporates to reappear elsewhere. Those few who discern the symbols and have access to the meanings are at the highest level of guidance. They regulate the plan and accomplish the intent. This is Ott, the stargazer. He is called that not because he counts the stars, but because he reads the knowledge of them, staring into the heavenly firmament night and day, and sees all the odds and evens. But the majority lives by their minds just to be fed enough, and the adversary cunningly turns this to his own advantage. There is a code stored inside every person. When the adversary steals up and readjusts it, everything turns to ruins, the entire states disappear. If everything could ever be set the way it was before, to adjust the frequencies properly and make the masses live by their hearts, pull them out of the adversary's area of influence, the world would shine. I wish we could think up the way to make them... Well, tell me what's this and what is it for? Is this what I was thinking of? I have no idea what you were thinking of. Is it the access code to the gates? Assuming the spy told the truth, do you know how to apply it? Such a strange tune. I think this is what you need. Why don't we treat ourselves to something forbidden this beautiful evening? A pie with dried apricots. You keep surprising me. Where did you get such a luxury? Never mind. Thanks to old friends. Delicious. Why are they forbidden? We have a lot of them in the summer. Where is that? There, below, at home. Is he from there? Indeed. Then why are we blubbering now? So I brought him here. He's our man. The future meaning bearer. Phew, why didn't you tell me at once? May I have another piece? Sure, you may. What is this for? I'll keep it for Svoy. He likes the forbidden stuff too. Just imagine me walking past them asking, "Working, aren't you?" And them replying me harshly, "Slaves work, we are doing our job. Intelligent stalkers, aren't they?" What about me? You have some rest, you will have enough fishing when you get well. Intelligent stalkers, aren't they? Sonny. Help me. Sonny, Mama. Are you okay? I'll call someone for help. Don't. Help me to get up. Sonny,
Помоги!
help. Into that sacred river's flow, the fools were throwing stone by stone. Meanwhile, the wise men were fishing, contrary and despite.
Я все равно не понимаю,
I still don't get it.
как мы могли
How could
проиграть?
we lose?
В чем нас переиграли?
What were we outplayed in?
В кастах.
In castes.
Что?
What?
Гневы заменили
You've
касты
substituted the castes with fictitious classes, haven't you? Bourgeois, proletarians. The adversary discovered a gaping hole. He pulled out the meanings he needed, mingled the symbols, and blew out your caste
Все
wheels.
перевернулось с ног на
Everything
голову.
turned upside down.
Рабочие стали
Workers
завидовать
became
дельцам,
jealous of
захотели
traders
жить
and
в
wanted to
изобилии
live in
роскоши.
abundance and luxury.
Дельцы решили,
The
раз они
traders
всех
decided
кормят,
they have the right to
то и
control
управлять должны
everything
ими.
since they are feeding everyone.
Воины скатились до уровня
Warriors
дельцов.
leveled down to traders and traded their honor and glory for mercenariness.
А жрецы?
And what about the priests?
В любой войне, если
At any
противник
war,
умен,
if the
в первую
enemy is
очередь
smart enough,
ликвидирует
he
жрецов.
eliminates the priest first.
У вас так и
That's
произошло.
what happened to you.
Кого-то убили,
Some were
кого-то
killed,
купили.
others were outbidden.
Оставшиеся единицы забились
The
в
rest
щели
hid
до нужных
themselves in the
времен.
cracks until the proper times.
Извечный
The
вопрос.
eternal
Что
question,
делать?
what should be done?
Поймите замысел.
Conceive the
Расставьте
intent.
символы правильно.
Place the symbols accordingly.
Наведите порядок в
Put the
кастах.
castes in order.
Каждый должен быть на
Everyone
своем
must
месте.
take his place.
Рабочий
The
трудится
worker
и
works
растит
and
детей.
raises children.
Делец
The
питает
trader
и
provides and
распределяет.
distributes the essentials.
Воин
The
защищает и
warrior gives
управляет.
protection and exercises
Жрец
control. The
разведывает и
priest
сообщает.
explores and reports,
Вот и
and
всё.
that's it.
Всего.
Merely next to
Чем же
nothing.
заняты у
And
вас?
what's happening at your
Все ждут
place?
царя.
Everybody's
Они
waiting for
сочиняли
Tsar.
предсказания.
They were fed with all
Выверенные,
kinds of
как нож. Они
prophecies,
сидят и ждут,
making them sit
когда
and wait for
придет
the
царь.
Tsar to come.
А зачем им
But
царь?
why do they need him?
А чтоб до
Just
него
to
все
shift
тяготы
all their
перевалить.
burdens onto him.
Пусть все
Let him be
разгребает,
responsible
а мы
for
заживем
everything,
счастливо.
and we will live
Продолжим
happily.
жрать в три горла.
We would continue
И
picking
будем
out and
наслаждаться
enjoying our
жизнью.
lives.
Они на самом деле
They really
так
think that
думают,
way,
понимаешь?
don't you see?
Им не интересно,
They don't
заслужили
care
ли они
whether
царя.
they deserve the Tsar or not.
Ну шанс-то есть.
But there is still a chance,
же не
isn't
конец.
there? It's not the end, is it?
Одному
One
кивнул,
has been given a nod,
другому,
another a wink,
а третий и сам
and the third
догадался.
will guess the rest by himself.
Что это такое?
What the hell is that?
Какой идиот додумался?
What idiot could do such a thing?
Развязать!
Untie him.
С кем приходится
You see what
работать?
people I have to work with.
Понабирают по
Who picked these
объявлениям.
employees?
Связать
Dared to
ребенка.
bind a child.
Больно?
Does it hurt?
Нормально.
It's okay.
Болваны.
Morons.
А ну пошли в город.
Get out of here.
Тебе больше ничего не
You are
угрожает.
safe now.
Ты среди друзей.
We are
Я
friends.
слышал. Тебя
I've
в
heard
колонии
you were arrested
арестовали
for
ни
no
за
reason
что.
at the colony, weren't you?
Не обижайся на всех этих
Disregard all
мэров,
those mayors,
премьеров,
peers, premiers, and
президентов.
presidents.
Жалкие несчастные
Such pathetic
люди.
and miserable people they
Они
are.
думают, что имеют
They
власть
consider
чем-то
themselves
управлять.
having power and being in
Позволяем
control
им
of
много
something.
красть.
We let them
Немного
steal a
быть
lot and be in
штурвалом.
charge for a while.
На самом деле,
In actual
управляем
fact,
мы.
we are in control by
Используя
using
их.
them.
Князья Солнца.
The princess of the sun.
Какие
I
ты
didn't
слова
expect you to
знаешь.
know such words.
Толковый
I
из себя
suppose
будет
you will become a
управлять.
sensible
Что
ruler.
от меня нужно?
What do you want from me?
Зачем за мной?
What am I here
Вот прям
for?
так сходу.
Can't wait to
Вижу
know.
деловую
I see
хватку.
some business acumen in
Ну
you.
ладно,
Alright,
давай на чистоту.
let's be open.
Люблю прямых.
I like the downright kind of
Ты
people.
парень хороший.
You're a nice
Нам такие
chap
нужны.
and suit us well.
А предлагаю я,
What I can
возможно,
offer is
самое
perhaps the most
интересное в мире
exciting
занятие.
job in the world.
Участие, управление
Participation
ловушкой
in
добра и
operating
зла.
the trap of good and evil.
Самая главная и
The
мощная
main and the
ловушка.
most powerful trap.
Несущий свет
The
соорудил её
bringer of
первым.
light made it first.
Остальные уже от неё
The rest
строились.
were built on its basis.
Останови любого
You
прохожего.
can stop any of those passers-by and ask,
Кто стоит над силами
who's
зла?
beyond the powers of evil?
Все ответят.
Everyone will say,
Сын погибли.
the son of perdition.
Задай следом
Ask
второй
them the
вопрос.
next question at once.
А кто управляет
But who
силами
controls the
добра?
powers of good?
Уверяю
I
тебя,
assure you they will all answer,
Сын
the
Божий.
Son of God.
Они смотрят
They look,
и не видят.
but don't see.
Слушают,
Listen,
но не слышат.
but don't hear.
Разве где-нибудь, хоть где-нибудь
Has it ever been
написано,
written
Бог
anywhere,
это добро?
God is good?
Нет,
No,
не
it
написано.
hasn't.
А что же написано?
But what is written?
Что кричит
What
с
does
каждой
every
страницы
page
во все
literally
голоса?
scream about with all the
Есть
voices?
любовь.
God is love.
Ну что им
But
до
do they
любви?
really care about love?
Что им какой-то
Are they
там
aware
Бог?
of any God?
Их растили
They were
такие
raised
же
by the
безмозглые
parents just as
родители.
brainless as
Они
they
сидели
are.
в школах,
They set out of
окончили
schools,
институты.
graduated from institutes.
Да у них же
They've
вот
got
тут
higher
вместо
education
любви
instead
высшее
of love right
образование.
here.
Какое им дело до того, что
Why should they care
написано?
about what's written?
Между
In
тем,
the meantime,
силами зла и
powers
силами
of good and
добра
evil are
управляет
both ruled
единица.
by Lucifer,
Князь мира
the
сего.
prince of this world,
Тот
the
ответственен
one
за
who's in charge
исполнение
for the
замысла
accomplishment
и
of the
исправную
intent
работу
and
ловушек.
successful operation of
Но
traps,
мы так,
and we just help him
помогаем по мере сил.
as much as we can.
Спасибо за доверие.
Thanks
но
for your
никогда не
confidence,
буду
but I will
управлять.
never operate the traps.
Я бы не
I
спешил
wouldn't
с
rush
радостью.
going to extremes if I were
Ничего
you.
прекраснее
There's
играть
nothing better than
команде
playing a
сильных,
strong team,
постоянно
always
побеждать.
winning.
Влачить жалкое
Languishing in
существование
poverty
в
with
стане
losers
слабых
isn't
не
the best
лучший
choice.
выбор. Подумай,
Think about it.
торопись,
Take your
ответ.
time to answer.
Нет, прекраснее.
There's nothing
Когда
better
слабый
than a
вдруг
strong
побеждает
man being
сильного.
beaten by a weaker one all of a sudden.
Это что?
What is going on?
Ты знал?
Did you know? We went to the lake intentionally and left him alone, didn't we? Not necessarily intentionally. Let's just say I didn't do anything to prevent it. But he's been kidnapped. Let him find his way out if he's been kidnapped. Do you think he's the only one who's been kidnapped?
Многие хотят
Many of them
выбраться
want to
из
break
плену,
free,
скитаясь
but
по
having been
пещерам,
kidnapped, roam around the ravines and swamps.
Немощные, перебитые,
Feeble,
жалкие.
defeated, wretched.
Жатва
The
началась.
reaping has begun.
Время последнего
The
наступления.
time for the final attack.
Поздно
It's too
отсиживаться
late
в
now to
безопасных
sit out in the
окопах.
safe trenches.
Побывать
He'll
с
gain
старым
some
противником
experience
наберется
within the
опыта.
adversary's camp,
А я помогу выбраться.
and I will help him to get out. Smile, Eleazar. Why are you so sad? Didn't expect the guests?
Да почему?
Why not?
Рано или поздно
We'd have met
встретимся.
someday, sooner or later. That's true. Seems like you are out of spirits.
Разве вам радость
Do you
требуется?
need any joy?
Или приглашение?
Or an invitation?
Приходите,
Come whenever
куда и когда
and
захотите.
wherever you want. Once again, you are right, human. Is it really this close? Well, you will get to see it. Got used to this world, didn't you?
Да нет.
Not really. Yes, you did. First you shout that the world is bad and unfair, and a minute later you are missing it. You're nuts.
Что будет потом?
What will happen then? The new world, the same as this one, beautiful and furious.
Опять все сначала?
All over again? Has it ever been any other way? No, it hasn't. And here it is once again. Are you ready to leave?
Пора выбираться.
It's time to get away from there.
Представь, что ты очутился посреди
Imagine
леса,
finding yourself out in the snowy steppe.
на версты вокруг не
Not a single soul for miles.
только снег,
Only snow,
лед
ice,
и ветер.
and wind.
Если я скажу, что в 50 верстах
If you are
есть
told
жилище,
there is a dwelling with a fireplace and hot food inside within 50 miles,
у тебя появится
you'll have
надежда.
something to hope for.
Надежда запустит мечту.
The hope will start a dream to get there and stay alive.
Дойдешь.
You will get there.
Будет нелегко, но
It won't be
дойдешь.
easy, but you will get there.
А если скажу, что
And what if
ближайшее
you're
тепло
told the
до
nearest
солнца
warmth is 500 miles
будет
away?
тяжело,
It will be hard,
невыносимо тяжело.
unbearably hard,
Но надежда
but the
остается.
hope remains.
Мечта
The
усиливается,
dream grows
становится
stronger,
еще более живой.
becoming even more desirable.
Соберешь всю волю,
You will gather all of your
примешь
will,
решение не останавливаться,
make a decision to move
не
on
спать,
unstoppably
и
without
попробовать
sleep,
дойти.
just to try and get there.
Ведь на кону жизнь.
Because your life is at stake.
Что же будет, если
And what if you're
очень
told the
далеко,
aim is almost out of
скажем,
reach?
за 5000
Let's say
верст,
5,000 miles
а
away.
ничего не будет.
Nothing will happen.
Цель слишком
The
далека.
aim is too distant.
Дойти невозможно.
There is no chance to get there.
Надежды нет.
No hope.
Мечта исчезает.
The dream vanishes.
Ты опустишь руки.
You would give up,
Холод обнимет тебя.
being embraced,
Забаюкает
lullabied,
и умертвит.
and killed by the cold.
Ключ любой
The key to any ideology is a dream. All ideologies are artificial,
созданы для того,
and
чтобы
created
отвлечь
just
от
to
настоящего
mislead,
пути, заменить
substituting the
естественное на
natural
придуманное,
by the imaginary,
заманить в ловушку и увлечь
entrap and
в
get
игре
the
целые
entire
народы и
nations and
цивилизации.
civilizations involved into the game.
Человеком подбрасывается
Humans
мечта
were given a
средней
dream
досягаемости,
of medium
так,
reach
чтобы
as a
не
bait,
слишком далеко,
not too
и
distant,
чтобы не дойти.
but still unreachable.
Как?
How?
Как можно упустить?
How could you lose him?
Суровые профессионалы.
Strict professionals.
Он не мог
He
выйти
couldn't
сам.
get out all by himself.
Мои люди стояли на дверях
My men were at
круглосуточно.
the door night and day.
Здесь не обошлось без Архала.
It has something to do with Arhal.
А вот вы,
And you,
противоветры, могли бы
you
и
could install the
поставить.
antivirals.
Что?
What?
Ты меня поучить решил?
Are you trying to teach me?
Учиться никогда
You're
не
never
поздно.
too old to learn.
Найди и приведи.
Find and bring him. All colors will agree in the dark.
Посмотри на
Look
этих
at those good lookers.
с толку сбили
Made a
голову.
mess and kicked the bucket. The power belongs to those who are calm. Being great means giving the direction. We don't want to drive people to paradise with a club. The whole world believes in it. But is there a thing this world doesn't believe in?
Эти еще
These
хуже
are even
учителей.
worse than teachers.
Погружают на
They
голову
unload
полную
tons of
воду.
abstruse rubbish on the heads, throw in half-truths.
результат?
And what is the result?
Мир летит
The
в
world's
пропасть.
going down into the abyss.
Направление
And the
мира
direction is
показывают
shown by
философствующие
philosophizing
теории.
ideologists.
Так и
I am
хочется
tempted to
спросить.
ask,
Ну что,
so what,
человече?
human?
Помоги
Did your
тебе
wise
твои
guys help you?
Дальше за меня
You'll be
расскажет
told the
мой
rest by your
знакомец.
acquaintance.
Только про
But don't say a word about the
Он много
apricot
лет
to
провел
him.
в темноте
He
за то,
spent
что
many
прикусил
years in
косточку
darkness for an
камня на
apricot
шее.
stone
Даже
found in his
сейчас она не
pocket.
заросла.
The wound is still unhealed.
Тебя отпустили?
Did they let you go?
Меня забрали.
I have been taken.
Иди за мной.
Follow me.
А чем здесь
What's
пахнет?
that smell? Smells like sulfur.
Не пахнет
It
аванием.
doesn't smell, it stinks.
А почему?
Why does it stink like sulfur? Because
Все, что мы здесь за века настроили,
everything we built here during the past centuries cannot smell like flowers.
поэтому не
That's
перебираем.
why we are not picky here,
Дышим, чем есть.
breathing with what we have.
Витязь,
The night.
Что?
What?
он давно здесь
He's been
сидит.
sitting here for quite a long time, petrified.
Не помнит, куда идти,
Doesn't
за
remember
что
where to
сражаться.
go or what to fight for.
Что
What's
это?
this?
Камень выбора.
The stone of choice.
3 идеологии.
3 ideologies. On the left, there's communal.
Там все общее, но твое
Everything's common, but nothing is your own. On the right, there's theirs. They keep arguing about whose blood is cleaner and nose smoother. Straight ahead, there's mine. Everyone's fenced off, but shouting about having more freedom than the others.
Теперь он спит.
Now he's sleeping, going nowhere.
Называет это
He calls this
патриотизмом.
patriotism
Думает, что
and
так
thinks
долго
he would last this way that long.
Витязя постоянно
The knight
уводят
is
в разные
constantly being
стороны.
pulled in different directions.
Лишь бы правильный путь не
Just to
заметил.
keep him unaware of the true way,
Исходил всюду.
he's been everywhere and nearly died,
Всего есть терзание.
tormented in the whole body.
Мечты
No
нет.
dream.
Внизу никто не знает,
None of
куда
those
идти.
below knows where to go. Everybody's waiting. Maybe the hostile whirlwinds will subside. Maybe it will be alright.
Пронесет.
No, it will not.
Сидеть на месте.
Stagnation means certain death.
Наши дураки рвут глотки.
Our eggheads are yelling at the top of their voices, proving which trap is better.
И никто не видит.
And nobody sees the 2 other ways leading away from the stone except left, right, forward,
Вниз.
up, and down.
Но это уже 8 воззрение.
But this is the axis of worldviews, not ideologies.
Противник ушел вниз.
The adversary went down,
Потащил за собой.
dragging them behind.
Идти вниз
Going
комфортно
down
и
is
сильно.
comfortable and nourishing,
Почти все туда рванули.
which is why almost everyone is heading there.
Только одна дорога.
But there's only one way for us,
Через камень.
via the stone
Вверх. По тонкому
and
канату.
up the thin rope.
Пока этого пути
Nobody
никто не
sees
видит.
this way so far,
Небо заставит
but the
наших
heavens will
славных
make even the
умников увидеть и
eggheads
понять,
see
куда
and
идти.
realize where to go.
Это все хорошо.
All right then.
Ты скажи, как их
Now
всех
tell me,
убедить.
how can we persuade all of them?
Не надо никого убеждать.
There's no need to
уговаривать.
persuade or coax
Делаем свое
anyone.
дело.
We're doing what we
Остальное
should.
устроит
The rest is up to
канцелярия.
the chancellery.
Покажем
Let's
образец.
show the way it could be done,
Как вообще
start
всё
the
может
symbols,
быть.
and everything would move,
Запустим символы, все
all
само
by itself.
сдвинется. Рычаг.
The lever,
Момент силы.
moment of force. Where have you been? Why are you out of bed?
Да я по лесу
I was walking in the forest.
Надо свежего воздуха.
Some fresh air to get well won't hurt me. I see you're getting smarter. Here's your repaired one. Such a wizard you are. Nothing special, just atoms and electrons redisposed as they were.
Ты там вроде
I recall you have stored something for Svoy, haven't you? Right, I'll be quick. So tell me, are things well where you have been? What strange wonders have you seen?
Одни сплошные чудеса.
Whole lot of wonders. Me and the lad were put on the wanted list. Seems like they are serious about catching us. Don't worry.
Эти идиоты серьезно.
These idiots are serious only about rent-seeking.
Больше ни на что.
Not good for anything else. But you will be chased for some time. Did you get what you wanted? Yes, I did. There is still time to change your mind. I'll get there and tweak it. They'll understand everything and start living properly. Everything will burst into blossom. Just imagine that. Everybody cares about each other. Billions of creative individuals. No envy, no curses. Nothing but creativity. I suppose it is to no avail. Are you tired from your journey? Help yourself to our invigorating apricot pie.
такой
And who
Архал?
is Arhal?
Он главный у
Is he in
медведя?
charge under the bear?
Нет.
No.
Как бы тебе
I
объяснить?
wish I could explain it.
Мы сами по себе
By
постоянно
ourselves we
скатываемся к
always
поражению.
tend to be defeated,
Когда кажется,
and
что
when it
всё
seems
пропало,
everything's
ещё
ruined,
шаг, и дверь
one more
погибнет.
step and the bear is
Появляется
going to
некая
die.
сила,
Some
нет
power
силы.
appears, not of this
И всё
world,
разворачивается в
and
победу.
everything turns into
Вот это и
victory.
есть Архал.
That's what Arhal is.
Видно, нас
I
там
guess they really care about us in spite of us being brainless and grimy, since they send us Arhal at the last minute.
Зачем я здесь?
But why am I here?
Зачем я тебе?
Why do you need me?
с получением знаний.
Once you obtain the
сердце
knowledge,
происходит
the heart
необратимое
experiences
изменение.
some irreversible
Гаснет
changes.
искра.
The spark fades away.
А без нее к цели не
You can't
дойти.
succeed without it.
У тебя она есть.
But you have got it.
Ладно.
Now then,
Скажи-ка мне лучше
tell
вот
me
что.
one thing.
Ты встретил
Let's say you have
невиданное животное.
encountered an extraordinary animal. How would you distinguish a predator from a herbivore? Well, predators or carnivores belong to the order of eutherians, including the following suborders.
Как и успел
I
набраться
see you've had
опыта.
enough time to learn that nonsense.
Нужно на
You
всё
should learn to
смотреть
see
пятна,
everything
без
as spots,
подробностей,
without
иначе ничего не
details,
увидишь.
otherwise you won't see
Солнышко
anything.
светит,
The
желтое
shining sun
пятнышко,
is a yellow
травка
spot,
зеленеет, зеленое
growing grass
пятнышко.
is a green one.
Понимаешь?
Got it?
Всё
Things are
просто.
simpler than they seem.
У
The
хищника
predator's
глаза
eyes
находятся на
are on
передней
the
части
front of
черепа,
its
и
skull,
направлены
so it
прямо,
could look
чтобы
straight
преследовать
ahead
жертву.
and see the prey to
У
chase.
травоядного же глаза
The
находятся
herbivore's
по
eyes
бокам,
are located on
чтобы
each
вовремя
side of the
заметить
skull
хищника.
to notice a predator in time.
Ученые-мужи
The
соберут
pointy heads would convene
симпозиум,
consiliums,
придумают
symposiums,
кучу
hypothesize,
теорий и гипотез,
so everyone gets
запутаются, и
embarrassed
никто ничего
and
не поймет.
confused.
На самом же деле
In fact,
все
things
гораздо
are
проще
simpler.
устроено. Кстати,
Both of us are predators,
хищники.
by the way,
Нам
and it's
пора.
time to go.
Хорошо сказал.
Well said.
Ты нам
You
подходишь.
suit us well.
Чего?
What? Hello again.
Я сказал живыми.
I told you to take them alive. It shall begin soon.
Все готово.
Is everything ready? As always. What should we do with the walker?
Пропустите.
Let him pass. I promised him to reveal what is to be built. He will be initiated into the intent. And what about the guide? Leave him. Give him to me. I will show him what the real twig
Не
is.
трогай.
I said leave him alone.
Ничего не понимаю.
I don't get it.
Мы на месте, но здесь ничего нет.
We're here, but there is nothing here.
Я видел источник в
I
раннем
saw the
детстве.
wellspring in my
Это
early
такой огромный
years.
завод.
It's a huge factory.
Не могли же его
They
уничтожить.
couldn't possibly destroy it, could they?
Без источника внизу бы всё
Without it,
рассыпалось.
everything would fall into pieces there below.
Может, его перенесли.
What if it was transferred elsewhere?
Мне знакомо это место.
I know this place.
Кажется, я был здесь раньше.
I think I've been here before.
Они называют это déjà
They
vu.
call it deja vu.
На самом деле
In
всё, что
fact,
происходит
all the events
сейчас и
happening
будет
now
происходить,
or that
уже
will happen in
произошло
the
и
future
записано.
have already
мы этого
happened
не
and
знаем.
been recorded. But we
Память
have no idea
отключена.
about it because the memory is switched
В
off.
системе время от времени происходит сбой.
Occasionally, the
Информация
system
просачивается
fails
в
and
виде
the leaking
вспышек
information
воспоминаний.
appears as flashbacks.
Déjà-vu.
Deja vu,
Вот и все.
nothing more.
Да мы
I
были
tell you,
здесь.
we've been
Мы же
here.
здесь
This is the
встретились.
place we
Вот
first
те же
met.
скалы,
Those are
здесь
the
мы
same
ели
rocks.
рыбу.
We were eating fish here.
Этого не
It
может
can't
быть.
be so
потому
because
что
there
не
is no
может быть.
chance this could ever be.
Просто похожее
Just a
место.
similar place, perhaps.
Конечно!
No, I'm
Я
quite sure.
уверен. Мы
We
вернулись
got
туда
back where we
же.
started.
Вон там был
There
указатель.
was a
Помнишь
signpost. Do you
указатель?
remember the signpost?
Слушай,
Listen,
я знаю
I
Ярус
know
как
the
свои
tier
пять
like the
пальцев.
back of my hand.
Мы шли все
We
время
were
в одном
going in the same
направлении.
direction all the time.
Прошагали десяток
Past a dozen
квадратов,
of
которых я
squares
был
which
не
I
раз.
visited
А
before
ты
many
провернулись.
times, and you're telling me we got
Займи
back.
себе чем-нибудь,
Find
не
yourself
мешай.
something to do and don't bother me.
ошибаюсь.
You are mistaken.
Я точно
We
знаю,
got
что мы
back to the
пришли на
place
место
where we
встречи.
met. I know it for sure. Why are you here, mortal? Have you been invited by someone? Yachin, did we call for this bunch of nerves and bones to appear? I don't recall this, Boaz. He wasn't invited. He made his way here all by himself. All by himself? Oh, yes. You were going to tweak everything here. Let it be known to you, there are not even the slightest accidents and coincidences. The system is in everything and everywhere. What a fine system you have. It is your own fault. The builders of the ruins and barracks. It is you who sculpt awkward buildings. Who is preventing you from finding out what needs to be built? Who is stopping you from understanding the grandeur of the design? Maybe we? Yachin. Are we stopping the two-legged insects from leaving the swamp and becoming creators? No, Boaz. They themselves make a mess of everything. After that, they themselves destroy it all and look for those responsible. Do you hear? We have no other material. We work with what you send up here, process and return back down. We fulfill all your desires and dreams. Who is to blame for the fact that they are so empty through and through? Have you ever wondered what will happen if you are unloaded from burdens? Vices removed? What will happen if the wars stop? If we remove the traps? You will gobble up everything around you and then begin to eat each other. You never have enough. Have you seen what happens when they dehumanize? You and those like you will be the first to be sewn with nails to the crosses. Afterwards, of course, streets and squares will be called by your names. But first you will be crucified. That's for sure. The boy will see everything that is intended. As for you, the passage is closed. You did not understand anything. Conversation over.
Еще не поздно.
It's not too late.
Поздно будет, когда солнце на западе взойдет.
Not until the sun rises in the west.